intro, man. You know this is Real Relate Minor Flaws, the Real Relate, the realest podcast surrounding the vibes. We got Minor Flaws in the building. We got all three. We didn't get two. We got all three. We got the Migos of music out here. We're pumped. Thank you guys for joining us today. Phil, Jackson, Mello, what's going on, guys? How you guys feeling today?
Good,
Never better.
man.
There you
Yeah.
go. No, just jump in. Whatever. Never
This
better.
is
Never better.
possibly the best day of my entire life. Possibly.
Just wait till you have kids, Jackson.
No, this trumps that. This beats that for sure.
Jackson's not having kids, that's why.
Yeah. I'm getting the vasectomy. All right, Barbara. Well, listen. Barbara's gonna answer. Is gonna be the moderator for today, as he always is. Ask us whatever questions. He's gonna ask whatever questions, and sit back, relax, have a drink, and cheers, mate. Let's get after it, bro.
Right. So, like I said, we like kicking it off just very open-ended. Who is Minor Floss today? And you guys can answer that as a collective or just go individually, like we discussed before. But yeah, who's Minor Floss?
Yeah, I mean, I guess speaking on behalf of the other members, as the de facto leader of this group. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know. What are we, guys? Are we a band? It's really loosely defined. What would you say, Jackson?
Yeah, it's I'd say it's three people with a musical inclination and no singular outlet. So by combining the three of us, it's sort of like it allows us to like focus on projects as a whole, like the EP we just put out and an album that we have in the works. Alan, I think you were really the guy behind the name. If you wanna hop into that.
Even before the name, how'd y'all link up together? How did y'all get together like that? Why? First of all, let's not hide any of the bullshit. Like, we're all friends here, right? So how the hell did y'all three come together? Why isn't O'Keefe in this? Why isn't McCann in this? Like, why is it specifically you three that are in this? Because that's what I want to know.
All know why O'Keefe isn't in Minor Flaws.
Well, I know that because the kid's a fucking weenie. But besides that, like, why? Why you three?
Is it my turn in the roundup?
Just whoever wants to jump in, jump in.
It's actually Whiskey Republic. I don't know if you guys like had that whole story planned out, but it was pretty much just like one of those college nights where I don't know, I was talking to Jackson or I was talking to Phil, I forget which one it was, and it was like, oh, you do music stuff? This is kind of something I was working on. And then literally after that, it was like, okay, get the Ubers. We're doing music for the rest of the night. Doesn't matter that it's a Thursday. I have an 8:30 class. It doesn't matter. Skip it because we're just making music. So I don't know if that's exactly how it went, but it was along the lines of that. But yeah, to answer the first question, it's just like three people like music. And to me, that's all there is to it. And I think that's the best way to go about it personally.
Yeah, and of course, me and Phil got randomly placed as roommates freshman year of college, and so I had played guitar my entire life, but Phil was really into like the music production side of things, and that's where I discovered that from Phil and how to get into that, and then so we sort of like we did stuff on and off together music wise through the 4 years, and then randomly one night it was literally it was nights out at college that ended in Alan's room with us just cranking out some tunes is really where, everything began, which I think is kind of funny because it's such an unusual circumstance for something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to agree with that. Yeah. I think I remember the first time we really did anything, Jackson was like, I'm going over to Alan's to make music. And I was like, oh, I'll come with you. Sick fucking invite. He's like, okay, you can go too, boy.
That's a direct quote.
Then Alan started, playing his little organ thing. And I was like, damn, Alan's such a better musician than Jackson is. Like, why have I been hanging out with this loser? I could be hanging out with Alan. And so, we had, me and Alan were like the two geniuses, right? And then we were just like, Jackson could just like do all the other work that we don't want to do. So like do the guitar parts. We'll probably make
if it's dirty in the room, I'll like get the vacuum and I'll clean up for them.
Because our coffee, it's sick.
Phil likes crackers with some peanut butter on them, so I'll like go into the kitchen. I'll make those. I'll bring them back a plate.
I asked these questions because in a sense, right, like it's very relatable. Like there's gonna be a lot of kids growing up and trying to do shit like this. There's a lot of kids out here that are like, man, you don't have to be like, well, I had it in a vision in my dream, and I had to be. No, it's just a bunch of regular dudes. Like you guys just all have inclinations towards being musical. You guys are all buddies in college. You guys met through mutual friends, and you guys said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna do it." And like that's very relatable, and I feel like a lot of people. That's all it is. Sometimes it's all you need. Sometimes you know what I mean. So that's I just want to put that message out there. Like you don't have to be the next like fucking Aerosmith or the next fucking like Migos group. It could be just as like as natural as just you guys just being together, doing music and just getting after your passion. I think that's what's very important as well to mention. And also Jackson is pretty talented. You know what I mean?
Extremely.
Well, thanks, Jose. Yeah, I appreciate the pity points there.
He's also extremely good looking.
And, Jackson, take the hat off. Let's see
Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Barbara. What we got next?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, Alan, your haircut's looking nice, bro.
Man, hold on, man. Man, this ain't gonna be a motherfucking thing when you ask everybody what their hair. It does look like a nice haircut, though. I'll give you that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. It's almost as good as when you used to do it.
Hey, I remember those days, man. I wish I could still be doing that, but you know, because of COVID and shit. But
Alan, tell me about that jacket, man.
Yeah,
Target.
I like it a lot.
Target. I was with Cece. Yeah, for people who aren't in on my life, Cece's my girlfriend, and
shout out Cece.
So yeah, just walking through Target, and like, that's kind of a nice jacket. Do you like it? And she was like, yeah. So.
You really have a way to tell stories. Those are beautifully illustrated. Beginning, middle, end. He's fucking had everything. Hey. That plot twist where you weren't gonna get it, but then you got it. That fucking had me on my ass, man.
Bello, I love your jacket, but we gotta stay on track here.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, I can start
talking about your jacket. Anyway, a question though. How did you guys come up with the group with the name Minor Flaws?
Oh, that's Alan's story right there.
Go ahead, man.
Another good story. Another riveting tale.
Go ahead, tell it.
No, we were just it's like one of those natural things. It's just like workshopping names in a group chat, and it's like, oh, what do we want to be? And then I just thinking like Minor Flaws sounds kind of cool. But then once I said it, it was like, oh, like this kind of gives us an out. It was almost like this almost gives us an out to not be perfect, right? So like we're three guys, we're making music, we don't know everything about music, and we just want to put stuff out that we like. So it doesn't matter if there's like mastering it or not mastering issues, but if it doesn't matter if it's the best to the books. There might be something wrong with it, right? But as long as we enjoy it and as long as we like it, like those minor flaws, like that can sometimes be like happy little accidents, like Bob Ross says, or something like that.
I feel that because in a sense, like, is that the first name that you guys came up with? Was that the first one off the bat, or the other names?
I mean, I could try to pull up the text, but it's going to be a while.
As he's trying to pull up these names, in general, like, I think that's a dope idea. Honestly, that's how we came up with Real Relate as well too. It's just like, it doesn't have to be something super complicated or super crazy as well, neither. Like Minor Flaws, I think I understand like the concept behind it. Like he said, like it's just you guys being genuine, real dudes. I mean, you guys are just making music for fun, and like you said, like it's some small shit that might break, or it might be a great miracle as well too. That's what you guys are. You guys are like minor flaws that came together to make something really great. You know, it's just symbolism. Same thing, Real Relate. Like we're just a group of people that are just like relatable, real as fuck, and just want to put out great content for the world. You're not. Yeah, real as fuck.
I love that.
So I was wondering like how the whole process was like coming up with the names. I don't know if you guys had 5 or 6 names, but I think if you guys came up with that we came up with it pretty like relatively quick as well too. What do each of you guys like contribute to the group? So like Phil, go first. Like where do you come in? Then Jackson.
I do everything. And I'm the guy.
Oh yeah.
The guy.
That video that's on your Instagram is fucking sick. The promo with EDP 445.
Oh yeah. God, I love that.
That shit is sick. Did you do that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think for me, what I do in the group, that's like Alan's been kind of the graphics department for us so far, along with he was the one who said we should make EDP do the album announcement thing. And I was like, okay, but that's like such an obscure person. He's like, just do it. We're just gonna do it.
Nah, he's the GOAT, bro.
He is the GOAT.
Yeah, he's
But
king
like,
of the
not a lot of
internet.
people would know who he is, especially like he's such like a male-oriented entertainer. You know what I mean? If you ask a girl like, "Yo, who's EDP?" They'd be like, "I have no idea who that is."
But that's
it
how
was
you
funny
put,
at
you put people on. That's the point. You know what I mean?
People on, yeah.
Put people on. You know.
But I like to think that we all contribute like the same amount. You know, it's usually one of us sends something in our little group chat, and then we all just kind of build on it. You know, Jackson will send us something on the guitar, and then you know I'll add some stuff, and then you know Mello will come in and add a couple things, and then we'll send it back, and Jackson will add more stuff, and it's really really collaborative. I think usually we all kind of start on our own individual tracks, and then you know if someone has an idea, we kind of just run with that. I mean, that's what I think, but I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, I think Phil's very humble. Phil, in like the production sense and the sound design, in things of in things of that nature, Phil is incredibly talented. At all of those, which is really the hardest part I've come to find is that it's pretty easy to write a song. It's incredibly hard to make it sound the way you want it to. And Phil's really good at that part of making things sound, like what he can hear it in his head and then translate that, into what he's doing. I think I come in, I think I already mentioned this, I play guitar my entire life. So I think I come from that perspective where I'm good at adding like details. I'm good at detail work. I'm good at writing a chorus when you already have a verse down. That's sort of, I think, where my specialty comes in. And then I think Alan is really good at song structure and in creating the dynamics of the changing, where things change in the different sections and all that. And I don't know, I think it's cool that like we all can add something that the other people are, maybe it's not their strong suit. I think we mesh really well in that regard.
Mellow.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, kind of touching on what Jackson said earlier, sometimes I feel like I'm completely underqualified to like even be a part of this, which is it's so funny because like these two guys, they were both in the school band, both in pep band, and like I was like focused on studies and all that sort of stuff, so really didn't do much music except if it was just like in my own bedroom or whatever. But like Phil will send us like I feel like I use Ableton, they use Logic. So I'll get on Ableton and I'll make like a cool loop. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like this could spark some inspiration. And then I'll send it in. And yeah, this is cool. Like get a little emphasis or a like or a chirp or whatever. But Phil will send something in. And he's like, this is a little thing I've been working on. And it's just like it's like straight off like an Avicii album. I'm like, what, dude, like this is done. There's like, yeah, I could maybe write lyrics or something like that, but this is done. And then Jackson will come over with I just remixed another Kahlid song, and which is an inside joke
from 5 years ago.
He does that all the time, but
literally.
I don't know. When you ask the question like, what do we contribute to the group? It's just like, my understanding of it is just like we love music, we like music, and yeah, you could go into the in depths to the Phil does song structure and Jackson does guitar pieces, but at the end of the day, what we all contribute is just like a love for creativity and just like we're all contributing just inspiration that if we each did this without any of the other people, I don't think we'd have any of the stuff that we have now.
Yeah.
And off the rip, I mean, like it sounds like Phil is like the producer, the one who's like kind of putting tracks together as well. While not Liam. Geez, someone's boss said Liam. Well, Jackson.
Oh damn! We'll unpack that in a sec, Jose.
At least you know where my mind was going. You know what I mean? Where Jackson, he's like, he got like they got the live music as well too, which is very important to a track as well too. It's nice to have like instruments and the MIDI and everything, but it's also nice to have live instruments and have like that real crisp sound added to the track. And the thing, Mel, don't put yourself down. I mean, you have a phenomenal ear for music as well too. You've put me on personally to a lot of good music.
Big Dripper.
Fun fact, Mello's the one who actually introduced me to Pop Smoke, who, according to Spotify, was my number one artist last year. Played.
Damn.
He's put me onto a lot of great artists and a lot of good music. So Mello has a really good. He's got really good playlists and he's got a really good sound for music and a good knowledge of music just in general. And whether it's like you're doing graphics as well too. So all of that kind of combined is essentially what Minor Flaws is. So that's really cool. You guys are on your own like little group there, and that's lit. You know, you got a little trio. You guys are in around something for dance, and that's
Hey, see it through's number one though. Don't sleep.
Don't
See it through's number one. Don't sleep.
Where do you guys get your like musical like inspiration from?
Oh man.
Skull Phil, go. You go first.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my musical tastes are all over the book. I mean, like, I hate when people say they listen to everything because they really don't.
They don't.
But I've listened to literally everything, good and bad. You know, like there's a lot of country music that I actually really enjoy, but not like any like the Brad Paisley accidental racist kind of things. You know, that shit's garbage. It's like the worst music ever written. But you know, I like Johnny Cash a lot. I like Elvis too. I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan too. I would put them in my top 10. So they're slowly becoming one of my favorite bands. I think for the Minor Flaws aspect, probably for me, it's like Louis the Child. I get a lot of that kind of vibe. Chelsea Cutler, she's our muse, I would say. Who else?
Y'all went to that Chelsea what's her name? Chelsea Cutler concert senior year?
Yeah.
No, that was a DJ Mikey Nice concert.
It was a DJ like Chelsea Cutler was just like the
Yo,
after act.
shout out DJ Mikey Nice, bro. We about to get him on the podcast too. That shit about to be a movie. I can't wait for that shit. We're gonna do that interview along with a we're gonna do a Chick-fil-A and a Popeyes sandwich review with that one too. That's gonna be crazy.
That's smart.
Popeye sandwich for the record.
Yeah. Oh, that's your pick?
Yeah, for the record.
Yeah. All right.
For the record.
Spicy or regular?
It's in the books.
Spicy.
Okay. All right. Speaking about spicy, what's your musical creative area?
So I mean, I grew up with classic rock, like exclusively. That's the only thing I listened to. From my dad, he would play music in the house literally all the time. And I think while I didn't gravitate towards it as much, there's a lot of jazz, a lot of like, you know, blues music on as well. And then that sort of all cultivated in later on in life. So I'd say my favorite band of all time is Steely Dan, which Jose, I know you're a big Kanye guy. If you know the song Champion off Graduation, that samples a song from Steely Dan. A little fun fact there. But yeah, musically, I write a lot of stuff. I went through a phase where I wrote a lot of stuff that sounds like the 1975. A lot of like Chelsea Cutler type stuff in that weird like pop. It's pop music, but it's got like, you know, like a rap beat to it. You know, with like that sort of intersection that is all music now. That's sort of the type of music that I mostly make.
Y'all really love this Chelsea Cutler chick, huh? Is she dope?
Well, it's more, I think she's like a very good reflection of like the direction that pop music's headed.
Yeah.
You guys believe in this girl like that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like she's really nice.
She's already blown up. Yeah, she's like, yeah.
I don't. Like I said, like I know her name for sure. Like I know who she is, and I know she was. I ain't gonna get really into it, but I understand. You know what I mean? But I didn't know you guys like really fucked with her like on that level. That's dope.
No, yeah, she's definitely. But Jackson's right. I think that's why we do gravitate to her a lot, is because she's getting that. She's very, very on the rise. You know, her and kind of. She's got more of like the pop Taylor Swift thing going for her, versus where I would say the other end of the spectrum would be like Billie Eilish, who's got more of like the Kanye vibes. You know what I mean? How Kanye, like, he was a little edgier and a little bit more like dangerous and you know, experimented a lot. Whereas I think Chelsea Cutler is a very good songwriter and she can write a lot of things that everybody enjoys. Whereas I feel like Billie Eilish has got some songs that are like, people are like, I don't know if this is like my thing, you know? But
I've heard her music be described as witchy. Is witchy a good description for Billie Eilish?
Spooky. It's spooky music. They really
or Chelsea Cutler.
Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about Chelsea Cutler. I'm like,
yeah. but that's kind of like true. It's like Chelsea Cutler's more like the Cinderella story kind of, like princess music, whereas like Billie Eilish is definitely like the witch in that.
You guys opening my eyes, because I'm like I don't see it. I don't see it like that at all. But I'm glad I'm able to see it like that, because Austin's probably in the background like, this motherfucker, all he listens to is Pop Smoke and like Drake, and so like
Lil Baby.
and like Lil Baby and like the Baby and Gunna, and that's it. Like I've heard these artists before, like I'm interested in them and I gotta listen to them, but like it's crazy how like your guys' viewpoint on them is crazy. What about you, Mello? What Mello's gonna be like? I love Fabio Foreign. I love Anuel and Bad Bunny. What
and, and you are not wrong. And you are not wrong.
Oh, he goes, and Meek Mill and Lil Durk, because he's the voice.
No, like I just piggybacking off what Phil said. I mean, there's a reason why, like, I'll be with you in the car, Jose, and I'll just like play Pop Smoke or whatever like that, and then I'll listen to like, and then I'll get in my car and I'll just listen to something completely different. I've been listening. Phil knows, like, Domi and JD Beck. They're two Berkeley music and no, are they still in Berkeley? Do you know?
I think they're graduating this year. I think Domi's still. I don't know. Are they the same age? They're only like 20 or something. I don't know.
They're. It's just the technicalities of what they can do, like on their instruments. Like this kid JD Beck, he's got a snare and a hi-hat and a kick drum, and he just puts on the most insane chops, and it's like, what, how do you even comprehend that mentally? I've been listening to some really like weird music lately, but kind of I used to be like listening to like a lot of popular music, like stuff that you'd listen to in like a house party basement, stuff like that. Along with like country classic rock, like Jackson, like going to hockey games. My dad and I listen to like Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. Like every Pop Warner on your way to the game, like whatever.
Hockey guy, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, and kind of connecting it to the whole Chelsea Cutler thing. Her vocals are just so versatile, so they can be used in a lot of different ways, like especially with like pop EDM, and that's why I think she's like blown up so much, because they're so versatile. And like in music, that's like, it's creating your own sound and like versatility, so and not locking yourself into one thing. Like Leo, I don't know how you pronounce his name.
Leo
Dia. Yeah, he was talking a little bit about that, just like not locking yourself in. And like when you talk to someone who like really likes music, they'll like tell you like, oh yeah, you can't like lock me down in some sort of genre. So I don't know. Yeah,
you listen to everything. It's hard for you to answer that question, because it's like you listen to everything, literally. Like that's where your talent comes from. Your talent comes from you're so good at like picking up sounds and music, and that's why you have such your versatile taste, because you listen to everything. So you can't really give a definite answer on that. So it makes sense, because that's what you bring to the group as well too. Where you get more defined answer from like Jackson and Phil, because they like have more of like exactly what they're doing. You know what I mean? But that's where you kind of that's interesting.
I had a quick question I wanted to ask each of you. In terms of like, we know what you guys bring to the group, but I wanted to dive deeper into how you acquire like the skills you guys have that now you bring into the group. So for like Phil, for example, your production skills, like how'd you learn that? How'd you pick that up? Like what prompted you to be very interested in that to the point where you learned it a lot?
Yeah.
And similar for Jackson and Allen with guitar and stuff.
Definitely. So like it all started, was it like a decade ago, 2011, I would say. It all started when I purchased this keyboard, this one on the top here. That's not plugged in. I just have it for show right now. But so I was like super into music growing up, because my dad was super into music. He played the accordion and the trombone, so kind of the two most obscure instruments you can think of. But then I did like middle school band and shit like that, which is such like everybody does musical, does that shit in middle school. I know some girls are stripper now, used to play the flute. Whatever.
She's still playing the flute.
Yeah, she's still playing. Come on, that's too easy. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming as soon
Yo,
as you said that.
Record that. Record that. Record that.
Yo, clip it.
Clip that.
Clip
Clip it to the chat, boys.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, so
Jeez.
like I did middle school band, and I was like, that's like all good and fine, classic music stuff. But then I started really getting into, like, because I grew up with a lot of classic rock because of your dad. You know what I mean? Everybody does. But then I started to get really getting into like indie rock. So like Foster the People, Passion Pit, during those MGMT, like right when they were starting to come out with stuff, Vampire Weekend, that era of music. And then I really did start with Foster the People off the get-go because I you know, they were one of the first bands I remember watching doing like an in the studio, like this is what I'm using, this is like the keyboard I'm using, this is like the synths I'm using and shit. So I watched them like, oh, that's super cool. Like maybe I'll just buy a MIDI keyboard. So I bought that thing for like $150, which is pretty cheap. It just started going from there, you know. Mark Foster from Foster the People said, he's like, oh, I use Logic. So I was like, fuck it, I'll use Logic. If he uses Logic, I'll use Logic. So then I bought Logic, and then it's like kind of like everything else, you know. You just kind of pick it up as you go. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, you press play, you press pause, you hit record, but then there's so much more shit you can do with it. And you kind of discover something new about the software every day that you're using it. It's fucking like Jackson just taught me yesterday that if you hit Q on the keyboard when you're trying to edit some MIDI notes and stuff, it syncs everything up for audio files, which is like it's fucking lifesaver for me. But I've been using the same software for 10 years, and I didn't even know that until Jackson told me yesterday. So it is kind of like that thing too, where Jackson uses the software. So he'll teach me things that he knows that I don't know probably. And then I'll tell him things that I know that he might not know. So it was really just doing it like kind of everything else now. It's YouTube tutorials, you know, reading articles on Wikipedia on how shit works and just kind of fucking around until you get something that works. So, I mean, that's kind of how I got into the production side of it because I've never been super skilled in every one instrument. Like I'm proficient enough in guitar where if I want to lay something down, I can. I usually have Jackson do it. I can't play the drums. I can't sing. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't have a lot going for me naturally. So it's like production's like the next best thing because you don't really need to have any like masterful musical talent, but you need to know how to use a computer really well. And I think that's kind of the difference between producers and then, you know, real musicians, as you know, they want to call themselves, you know. Producers don't get enough respect though, you know what I mean? It's like you're hearing all these, you know, everyone's like, oh, Kanye's great, like he's a great rapper and shit, but like the production shit that he put on is so fucking amazing that he came up with that, like the soul sampling and doing everything like that. And I don't think people appreciate that enough about Kanye.
That's starting to change though. There's
Yeah,
like now Genius is on YouTube as a whole series about like going to the producers who make the beats for these, you know, for these,
Like
for these really popular rap tracks.
Mhm.
I mean, like Metro Boomin, like everybody's like when he puts out a beat, everybody like, you know what I mean? People like, I think you know, yeah, exactly.
But I think another thing about being a producer is that it's so fucking like inexpensive compared to, you know, buying guitar and shit. Like that was $150 and that's all you need, really. And then a computer, you know, that you probably already own. So I think that's another thing too, is that, you know, getting into production and making beats and shit is so much more accessible now than it used to be. You know, you don't need to buy $1 million MPC to do all that shit. You can just buy like, you don't even need a keyboard really. I know Skrillex doesn't really even use a keyboard. He just draws everything in. So, you know, it's rapidly changing, but I think the way that I came up is like, I've always needed a physical something to kind of write. Yeah, but that's pretty much how I got into the production side of things. So
essentially, just like you growing up, like having like the incline for it, and then you're just like, okay, where this is sick. Looking up YouTube videos, just getting more, delving more into it. You know what I mean? That's good. That's great. That's awesome. And what about you, Jackson?
Yeah. So, when I was growing up, I always wanted to write songs. But like I don't know, I didn't have the means to when I was just playing guitar. There was like there's a piece they felt like there's a piece missing, and you know you can do what you can do like with a singular instrument, but the limitations are like so big that it's you know it's like it doesn't feel very escapable. And then everything changed when I met Phil freshman year of college, and we fell in love.
Shut the fuck up.
And, no, and he
It's
showed
not
me
like that.
Man, I know y'all were kissing like that. Damn, you know what's going
You
on?
thought we were just kissing normally?
We're just
Not
doing
like that
Andrew
though.
Chaotic style.
I shout out Matt Phillips. I haven't seen that guy in a minute. Keep going.
No, so
Okay.
yeah, so Phil showed me Logic, which by the way it's like a recording software at Ableton, which is what Alan
Adam,
uses.
yeah. Oh man.
Adam.
You have a very forgettable name, Alan. What can I say?
Just keep it rolling.
Yo, put some respect on my man's name down there, man. He started a whole generation down there. He's got a whole Apple Podcast music ready to go.
Yo, my bad. Didn't realize. But yeah, so yeah, so no. So I started getting into production, and then I made 4 years of just absolute trash, like literally garbage. I knew what I was doing musically because I'd been playing music forever, but like from a production and stylistic and songwriting aspect, it took 4 years of just terrible music that God bless Phil's heart because he listened to all of it and sent it all to Phil, and
Yeah,
you probably had to
fucking maybe you're like, did you listen to it yet? Did you listen to it yet? Fucking
yeah, but and then I think for me, like as a producer, as I grew my banks of like sounds and I found what worked and what didn't work, and I experimented with, every option inside of Logic, I sort of found my formula so that now when I go to write a song at the bass, I can always get it to like the same sort of quality standard because I've spent the time to like vet out the right sounds and the right effects to put on things. So I mean, yeah, that's really it. It's so crazy to look back on what I made, like what I've been making musically even 6 months ago, and I'm like, this is trash compared to what I can do now. So it's just an ongoing process, and that's I guess the addicting part about it.
Yeah, basically, don't stop, won't stop, and that's a good message too to pull out to people. Like, don't stop, because as you go, you see the growth of it. Mello, why haven't y'all dropped music in like 6 months?
I got a thesis to work on, man.
Bro, your fucking thesis.
Wait, I get to tell my story. I got to tell.
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking.
Yeah,
with you,
I want to hear a story how you got into playing guitar and stuff.
I just want to fucking smack him with that.
Because you used to rip guitar with Liam all the time. I remember.
Yeah, that's always fun. Yeah, I kind of miss that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Yeah, I started with piano lessons, and it was funny. Like I wouldn't read music at all, and my piano teacher, like I just can't like read music, and I don't know why. But then like my piano teacher would play something, and then I'd like figure it out and then be able to play it. And she's like, "Wait, you're not reading the music?" I'm like, "No." And then like later on, just learn the dynamics of chords and stuff. And then I stopped piano lessons, and I got Guitar Hero, and that was sweet. And I wanted to play guitar so bad, so like I got one of those crappy electric guitars, and I just like taught myself, which is, I know that's like kind of seems like a weird brag, but that's just like how it happened. And then it's like YouTube and tabs and just like listening to things and trying to figure it out. And then DJing stuff was like really cool. And I got for Christmas, like it was like this cheap like little DJ spin thing with like this really crappy program for the computer. But then I was like, wait, if I play these two songs together, it like sounds good. And then I got introduced to like the whole worlds of mashups, and then like DJ equipment and mashups, and then EDM, and then wow, Avicii. That's another inspiration. Avicii, like that levels honestly changed my whole life in terms of music. Just like something that's crazy. I know it sounds like so basic, but
it's true.
That chord progression, that drop is just, that's what got me introduced to EDM. And then after the DJ software, it's like, oh wait, there's actual softwares that make music. And then got introduced to that. And yeah, I mean, and then I met these guys, and then that's how that worked. So that's the progression.
That's good. That's good. I think that's really important too because like I asked that question too because it's very interesting to see the growth of like how a lot of bands or groups that we know how they formed in the previous years like very different than how groups and like bands and musicians kind of group this year. You know what I mean? It's very different. Like they didn't have YouTube back then. Like so how'd they do it? You know? But like we do now. So like it's kind of like how do you see each group kind of like each generation develop music over time, you know, like how does it change? Well, this generation they listen to YouTube, or this generation like they don't have this secret Midas touch superpower knowledge, but they realize that they're better together, you know what I mean? There's always some sort of symbolism behind it. I love to see the different groups and how they started, you know what I mean? If you ask the Migos how they started, it's probably like, yeah, we're just related and we just like want to make music together, you know. It don't got to be like it doesn't have to be super complex, you know what I mean? That's
I
lit.
will say, I was just gonna say to that point, and Phil sort of hit it earlier. Like any kid with a laptop now can produce like a record-breaking hit. Like I mean, obviously it's incredibly
Literally,
difficult, but
Martin
like
Garrix wrote Animals when he was what, 13?
yeah, on a laptop, like the barriers to entry for music production are like astronomically lower than they were 15 years ago
Even
when you
10
would still
years
need
ago.
to rent out a studio and have an engineer there. Like it literally, like you can on a MacBook Air,
that.
you can create, you know, like you can create an entire on like any laptop, any kid can
Fucking
On a
create, you
iPhone
know,
on your
Chromebook.
phone now.
yeah. Let's list out all the laptops that you can.
You can do it on a
a
Chromebook.
Lenovo ThinkPad.
Yeah.
What is this?
An
I have a fucking
Acer.
shitty Dell from work.
Yeah,
Start
you
making
could,
beats on my work computer.
that's all it is. You can make that's some so that's the message to everybody. If you take anything from this interview conversation experience, is that you can make music from anywhere on you just need a laptop and a dream. That's essential, and it really is true. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You
If
don't need to
Jackson
have
can do it, anybody can do it. So.
like I said on the last one. If we can do it, trust me, anyone can do it. Literally, man. Like we are the bottom of the fucking barrel here. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
don't say that.
no, maybe just us. Not Mello. He's prime. He's fucking prime rib. That's
Hello,
great.
king shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Talk your shit, King.
Go
Talk,
off, dude.
talk your
That
shit,
had me
King.
dead. That had me dead.
Shit, I
Talk
just wore my
Seriously.
little Sasquatch
Nah,
shirt.
nah,
today.
the hashtag for this is gonna be she's still playing the flute though.
Yeah.
She's still playing the flute.
She's still playing that flute. But what you got, Bar? What you got else?
Yeah. So you guys touched on it a little bit already in terms of like your style and like the kind of music you guys drop, but you know, what kind of music do you drop? How would you describe the music you guys put out?
Kahlid
EDM.
remixes.
Fuck you. Fuck off.
No, pop EDM though. I think that's really our sweet spot because I think we all really like pop music, but we also like fucking bangers. So you just kind of put them together, you know.
I love
Best of both
fucking
worlds.
bangers. I love like I'm not a big like EDM guy. Like I'm not gonna get into it, but like I love all types of music. But I love more specifically like hip hop, R&B, rap, obviously. But I love like EDM, dubstep, house music. Like all you need, like to Phil saying, like you need a banging fucking drop, dude. You know what I mean? I listen to y'all music. I listen to y'all Cabin Fever and shit like that. Like that's just fire. Like I think that
See it
shit's
through?
great. Yeah, bro. I listen to y'all music and even the trailer that you guys dropped on your Instagram, that shit is fire. You know what I mean? Like as long as that shit sounds like well produced, like that's all that matters. It gets the people bopping, and that's what rap music's trying to do too, with like sicko mode and shit. Like that's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to make people get up and fucking bop, and if you can do that, that's all it is, bro. This the blurred lines between like hip hop and dubstep. It's all coming together now. You know, you got like Marshmallow or was it Mellow Marshmallow?
Marshmallow, yeah.
Marshmallow, like
And
you
then
got
he's doing stuff with who?
He's doing stuff with like Juice World, Kid Leroy.
Yeah,
like
that's what it
it's
is.
all like
Fortnite.
it's all
You did a Fortnite concert. Too?
yeah, it's all mixing.
That
and matching.
slapped.
Yeah, it's all mixing and matching. Like now, it's all coming together and shit like that. Like Ariana Grande wants to work with Drake. Like it's all like coming together. Except Taylor Swift. Fuck her, dude. She sucks. I'm just kidding. I don't want everyone to be like texting me and be like, why the fuck do you hate Taylor Swift? No, I love Taylor Swift. I've actually seen
All
her
my
house in
homies
Rhode Island.
hate Taylor Swift.
But like, I understand the love in Sanford, but don't get mad about me when I'm saying Drake and shit like that. Sometimes, you know what I mean. If y'all allowed to stand Taylor Swift, I'm allowed to stand Kanye and Drake. You know, don't get that shit twisted. But Taylor Swift's a fucking snake, dude. Fuck her, dude.
She is a snake. I hate
She's a snake. She said that Kanye couldn't use that line in Famous. That's bullshit cap, dude.
Dude, I love that song.
She called fucking Kanye called her and Kim recorded the conversation and put it on YouTube and said he did ask her for permission. And then she dropped this fucking music video saying that she didn't, and that's a lie, and it's a robot's voice, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You're a lying motherfucker,
All right.
dude.
Okay, Jose, when she said, crap, I had it. When she said, you wear short skirts, I wear t-shirts, you cheer captain, and I'm on the bleachers.
Yeah.
You hate on that?
Listen, man.
You hate on
Best
that?
lyric of all time.
That had me
all I
feeling-
know is Beyonce had the best video of all time. That's all.
Bro, I
Anyway.
don't even remember what was that? What award was she winning? The MTV award for
Yeah,
what?
it was the music video. It was the music video
For
of the
that
year.
one?
She got it over
No.
Beyonce for single
Yeah,
ladies.
but like what music video was it that was like so like good? You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean the one that she had?
Yeah, was it Love Story? Was that the one that she
I don't give a fuck about Taylor Swift. I don't fucking know.
No, we're figuring this out.
All right, Google it in the background.
No,
But
I
next,
wanna
go.
know, bro.
I got a next question. Why haven't you guys fucking dropped in a while? I need to know why y'all haven't dropped
Dude,
music.
Because Alan's too busy going to fucking school because he's a goddamn
Is that the
nerd. I
reason?
don't know.
Because
No.
O'Keefe was like, yo, why ain't they dropping music?
It's not easy to make a good song that you
See, that's
like.
another thing. Is people think it's like it is easy to do.
So tell
with
me.
technicalities, but like writing a song is very difficult.
So
I
tell
think
me the process. Tell me the
Finishing
process.
it is hard.
Yeah. I mean, getting a song like 80% done is not like terrible. Like that's hard. I'd say 1 in 10, 20, no, probably 1 in 20 of my projects ever gets to 80% done. But the thing is, like, 80% done is not releasable. 85, even like 90% done is like, it's probably still like, you shouldn't release it if you genuinely like, are like really passionate about what you're putting out. And once you're at like, 80%, adding an extra 10 or 15% is infinitely harder than creating everything from before that point. And that's really the problem. So now, like, 1 in 20 songs gets to 80%, 1 in 200 of the projects I make might be to a point where I would consider releasing it. And I think, Phil or Alan, tell me if you disagree with that, but that's the incredibly hard part. So the reason why we put something out in the first place was so that we had a basis, so that when we took the time to like put together an album and really build this thing out, and we were, trying to source vocals, trying to, collab with people, we could say, this is something that you can listen to that we've done. So, that we're not, that we can actually like make music. And I think that's the reason. I think it's a bit of a dark period now, but it's just waiting for like, when we're fully like, we have all our ducks in a row.
When the musical's done.
Oh, the musical's a hit.
Oh, you'll love this. This is exclusive content too. Nobody knows about this
This
yet.
is like exclusive as in like 48 hours ago. We're writing a musical right now about the GameStop fiasco. I started writing it 2 days ago. We already got the intro track almost completely done. Jackson laid some guitars on it today.
I'm confused. I'm confused. What the fuck? You mean a musical like Lion King? What the fuck y'all talking about?
Like Lion King shit, like Broadway,
like Jersey Boys, Les Mis.
Les
We're making a
Mis.
musical, baby.
You're making a music, so like, who's gonna do it? Like, who's singing and shit?
Yeah, what do you have?
You should, like a musical, like on
Yeah.
Broadway. That's bananas.
Yeah.
That's
No,
crazy.
so this is so Phil sends us a message and he goes, "Yo, I wanted to prove to myself that I could write a musical, so I made this in an hour." And it's this whole like intro track of like, and I'm listening to it. I'm picturing like the curtains opening, like people running all around stage, like a legit musical. I'm like, dude, this is way too good. And all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I know it's going to be about GameStop because Phil said it was going to be about GameStop. So all of a sudden I just come up with like lyrics, and I'm not a good singer, but I sang over some stuff, and it's like way too good to not do anything with it.
It's a parody on how basic a lot of like musical theater structured songs are.
I'm
a lot of them
making fun of Rent because I fucking hate Rent.
Yeah.
I hate Rent. I hate Hamilton. Damn it! I just need to get that off my chest.
No, go ahead. No, talk your shit, King. But that's crazy. Is that what's next for you guys? You're not doing an album? Are you doing a musical?
We're doing a musical now? No. I think the thing is like every day when you get up and you open your laptop, for me at least, you get that clean slate of nothing there. It's just this open canvas, and it's like
Yeah. Jose's always gonna be careful when he opens up his laptop.
Ain't nothing.
Take it. He's gotta make sure nobody's behind him.
Ain't nothing clean. Ain't nothing clean about that fucking canvas in the morning, bro. I'm making sure incognito mode is destroyed, it's gone, and we're right to go, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that y'all doing a musical, that's lit. But I want to know, like, when we gonna get the next track? When y'all working on for that type of side? Like, what? Nothing? Something?
I personally think we have a couple. I know I have a couple songs that we could drop if we could get someone to fucking sing on them. Like, there's so many tracks that we have that are done, but since none of us can sing, it's like Liam Gaynor bust right now. And no disses to Liam, but his voice doesn't go on fucking everything. So it's like, you know, I wrote this fucking banging track that like needs a female vocalist on it. I'm talking about Sleepless in Ibiza for the Minor Flaws people. So it's
get Andrew Kayada in there. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I mean, like, if you guys, that's crazy. I mean, do you guys just want like a female? You guys have your problem is you guys have a lot of tracks, with a lot of different, like a lot of tracks out there. You just need someone to just like put something over them. You guys want to have lyrics over them and have a voice over it, essentially. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, to give you so we're looking at probably trying to release an album by like the middle of the summer. I'd say that's our goal right now. And it's literally, it's getting the songs that we like that are at 80% to 95%, and then getting vocals on them. And those are the, the two hardest parts. But yeah, like we're looking to try and get out an album like by July.
Oh man.
That was the first time Phil heard that. He was like, "Shit, really?"
I was like, "Are we?"
He was like, "We are." Oh shit!
I think
we planned a meeting to have a meeting in February, like late February.
Probably have another meeting. Yeah. We planned meeting.
You plan a meeting to have a meeting.
A meeting to plan meetings.
See, here's the problem: if you don't set a date, like like I feel like we all operate under pressure, like last minute pressure. So if there's no date, then there's no like fucking reason to keep. Oh God, I was gonna say grinding, but I would have hated myself. There's no reason to keep going on it. Like you got to set a date. You got to like get shit done.
To like working like an office job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you never had a deadline or metrics to meet in your job, you just wouldn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Music is kind of similar in that regard, where if you don't set like a date for yourself or your group to do anything, you'll just not ever do it. So.
Austin put in the chat. This is from Austin. Breaking news: Kanye West rushed the stage after Taylor Swift was awarded Best Female Video at MTV Music, the Video Music Awards for "You Belong with Me."
Yeah, that's fine. You belong with me. Come on, that slaps.
Over single ladies.
Dude, the thing is over
single ladies.
But why are they giving these awards to the artists? The artists don't do shit for the most part on their music videos.
Yeah, but like someone's got to be like the point. You can't have the fucking backup dancers, everybody there. You can't.
But I mean, like at the Academy Awards, when a film wins, you don't give it to the, if it wins like, best film, you don't give it to Leonardo DiCaprio. You give it to the fucking producers. You don't even give it to the director. The producers get it first.
You're right. We need more.
God damn it.
We need more for that as well. That's true. We need more recognition for producers, everyone there as well.
I'm just trying to support small businesses, man. Come on.
I feel that. Barbara, what up? Barbara, what you got?
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like we've covered a lot of good stuff. We're getting like towards the end here. We probably got like 10 minutes left, but a question we always like asking like music artists like you guys, if you guys had a concert, right, and you had to choose 3 main acts, so let's do 1 act for like 1 performer for each of you, so to make like your headline concert with 3 acts, who would you guys choose?
Oh, so we get 1 each.
One each.
All right, I'll go first. It's this band called Beatenberg. They're from South Africa. Me and Jackson really like them, but the problem, like, they're such like they're very like South Africa centric. So they're like really well known in South Africa, but not anywhere else. So they never fucking come to the United States. And they're like my hands down favorite band in the world right now. And it's like they only played in the United States when they were on Jimmy Fallon, and I think that was it. And they haven't played in the United States since, and that was like 3 years ago. So definitely them, because it's like impossible to book them for anything. And they're my favorite band, and they never fucking come here. And I feel like seeing them live would be a fucking kick-ass set. They got some serious bops.
Okay. Jackson, go up next. Who you got?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Chelsea Cutler.
All right. Hey, shout out Chelsea Cutler, bro, because that shit is crazy. Y'all dedicated fans, man. Like that's lit,
We
man.
name our songs after her too. She gets a lot of file names.
No. Oh yeah. So like when you have millions of files, mostly that are just idea starts, a big problem is naming them, because what are you gonna name it? You know. So, if you can come up with anything related, like if it's a Chelsea Cutler type song, you got to throw that in the title. So there are a lot of files we have just named Chelsea Cutler.
Why are we admitting this?
Chelsea Cutler is my girlfriend.
Because y'all
have a crush on Chelsea Cutler.
Because y'all fuck with her. That's mad cool. Mad respects to her, bro. Mad respects to y'all for doing that.
We're gonna have to tag her.
Too. Like, if we're making something like the 1975, it will be like the 1975.
Yeah, no, it's nothing to do with her in particular. It's just if you make that type of song, you gotta tag it.
Nah, for real. First, she vibes. All right, yo. All my homies love Chelsea Cutler. Then we fuck with her now. That's you get the real relate sign of approval. Y'all know the vibes.
She's verified.
She's verified now. She's verified. I love that. She relatable now. Who you got, Mello? Please bring some sanity, please.
That's. I was looking at the questions before this, and I was like, how am I going to answer this? I'm just okay. Right off the bat, Charlie Puth. He's
okay. I fuck with that.
He's insane.
Yeah.
He's way more of a extremely talented musician than people think he is, or like average Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts music brain, and I'm a big fan.
That's lit.
Boy by Charlie Puth.
Oh, what a banger!
Kicks.
Damn, that's lit. I love that. That's great. That's why we asked that question to gauge like the music interest between all you guys. That's dope. Before we kind of like wrap shit up as well, I have a personal question. How did y'all come up with this EDP? Like, I watch him and I like low-key watch him. Like, what sparked that idea and how'd you guys do it and like intertwine it with your like brand and everything? Like, what's up with that?
That's Alan's tale to tell. I think he was the one who
Go ahead,
the
Mello.
genius.
Alan can start it off. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mello.
So so everyone knows quarantine hits, and Phil Jackson and I have all made music projects, and it's like whatever, and nothing is complete. And then we're like, okay, Jackson set a date because he's the date guy, and he's like, we're gonna release this Cabin Fever thing, and everyone picks a song, everyone make a song, and we're putting it on this EP. I don't think we told that story before. Like, this is all connected. So the way behind like Cabin Fever, like the EP that we released or whatever, it's like everyone make a song, and yeah, we're gonna like touch it up, critique it and whatever. But it's like at its soul, like everyone makes one song, and then we put it on this EP, and then we'll put it out, we'll release it. And we're like, great, break. How are we going to get people to listen to it? And we kind of still ask ourselves, how are we going to get people to listen to it? Because I feel like more people should listen to it, but that's beside the point.
Talk your shit, King.
And Phil's like, yo, we should get a cameo. Okay, you can pay someone to get a cameo or whatever. And I go, okay, so it's like just in my room, I'm looking at cameos after working on the song that I see it through or whatever. It's like I'm working on that. I'm just scrolling through cameos because there's nothing else like productive that I'm doing at the moment. And I see EDP, like, dude, there is no way that we are not getting for $20. If we split the cost, we are getting EDP to say Cabin Fever is an unreal EP. So I sent that to the group chat, and they're like, okay, done, sent. Phil bought it. And 7 to 10 business days later, we got EDP saying in his style, just like Cabin Fever's a banger and everyone should listen to it. And then Jackson made some sweet visual on Final Cut or whatever program he uses. And
mean,
yeah, it was dope.
It was fire.
Yo,
It was really good.
Alan and Phil are kind of crazy with like the graphics and the text and and stuff like that. I mean, if you just look, like I love the logos we got going. I love the keyboard mixes, like those graphics. Me personally, I was like, I did a lot of videography stuff for past internships and whatnot. So I was like, fuck it, let's just like put together a video. We have this clip from EDP. Let's just make like a hype video for the for the EP. And I mean, it came out kind of cool.
It was really good.
Oh, thank you, appreciate that, Jose. But yeah, it was just sort of like a fuck it, let's get EDP and let's make it into like let's not just post a video, like let's make it into something. And Phil had the song that plays during that video, and we like timed it up so that it all came together. And
that song wasn't even on the EP.
yeah. I mean, we way to expose us like that, Phil. But
sorry, the people deserve to know.
That's crazy. I mean, that's why I was so interested, because I'm a real big fan of him as well too, and like I didn't know anyone really knew about him besides really me, but he's sick. I love him. I want to do a fun fact, and we'll want to wrap it up here. But fun fact, I want to get a cameo from a Bella Danger and do like a. I'm saving it for the Drake one when Drake finally drops Certified Lover Boy, and when I do the reaction to that and like the content for that rollout, I want to get a Bella Danger. She's like $250, and I want to get her. I want to get her saying like, "Go listen to this, blah, 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 blah." You know what I mean? It'll be fucking yeah.
Business expense. You can write that off.
Oh yeah, 100. Go right ahead. But go right ahead. But that's what we try to do. To wrap up on this note, though, last thing. Any advice to anyone, to any upcoming like artists, musicians, or people just like regular people just want to like that want to create music or do something? What's your advice? One piece of advice, one short sentence from each one of you.
Bro, we're upcoming.
Well, no, I mean like, but
bro, we made it, bro.
But the difference is, Mello, between you and a lot of people is that I can sit here and a lot of people will be like, oh, like what makes you different than everybody else? What makes you different than everyone else? Well, yeah, a million people have come before you to do this. The difference with you guys is like, go ahead, name one of those million people. You can't, because they didn't. Like, the difference between you guys, like you actually did. Like you guys actually did it. You guys actually came together, did something, and created a group, and you guys put out an EP. Like, you guys should be proud of yourself, because not a lot of people can fucking do that. Whether I die at 60 years old or 70, 80, 90, I'm going to remember the fact that you guys did it versus someone else who didn't do a fucking thing. You know what I mean? Or just said they were going to do it, but they never did. So props and kudos to you guys for sure. Those dreams are there. But one sentence from each one of you guys, or like one little small thing, talking about advice to people that want, or, from the bottom, that are just trying to come make their way up. Go, Phil. You first.
Yeah, I would say don't take yourself too seriously. Because a lot of the times the people who start, doing music, they get caught up in it, and then they start taking themselves way too seriously when they're really not that good. And I think that's like the worst thing you can do for yourself, because you always got to be striving to get better at making music and shit. And if you think that, you're already the shit because you dropped a killer track, it's like, it's just going to stunt your creativity, because you're like, well, now I can whatever the fuck, make garbage now and people still listen to it. So I think, yeah, definitely don't get ahead of yourself.
That's true. Jackson?
Yeah, I think I've actually never read it, but there's like an idea, or some guy put out an idea in a book that like, I think it's 10,000 hours that you are a master at something once you've put 10,000 hours in. So like, no matter how many terrible songs you write, like on that way, no matter how like bad the stuff you're making is, it's like, it's all going towards that eventual goal of, of like hitting that 10,000 hours and really, like figuring out, like your sound and your style.
That's true. I never really thought. Yeah, that's true too. And I really thought about it like that. 10,000 hours. Damn. I haven't even put 10. No, I have. I was gonna say playing Xbox. I definitely put way more than that. That's definitely for sure. How about you, Mello? What you got?
Yeah, I didn't really have anything until Phil just said what he said. I mean, I find myself, and like I said before, we're still upcoming. I don't think we made it or whatever, but like we're enjoying what we're doing. I feel like I just get mad nervous to like put stuff out there just because of like what other people think. And kind of like I don't think I'm a good singer or whatever. but I'm also like, I don't sing in front of anyone because I don't want to, because I just feel like I'm like, if I'm not good, then I don't want to be judged. So like, I guess my advice to someone else is just don't be like that, because it kind of stinks. Uh, the reason why I'm like doing this music stuff is because of these two guys, and just because they're willing to hear me out, and if something's bad, they're gonna say it's bad, but it's not because like they're making fun of me. And like actually being like mean or something like that. Whereas I feel like there's a lot of people that you want to do something and you want to put something out there and you want to be creative, and people will think you're weird for it. And I mean, it's unfortunate, but to just like the cliche line, like screw the haters or like whatever. Because at the end of the day, like if you want to be creative, then it's going to be a lot more fun being creative than to just like sit back and not do anything. So
just be yourself and just put yourself out there and don't be like that, and just be free. I love that. That's dope. I appreciate that, guys, so much, man. You guys opening up and sitting down with us for sure, for sure. Any final questions or plugs you guys want to put them in? Drop them in now.
Where can people find you on socials?
Yeah.
Thru. Our Instagram handle is at Minor Flaws Music, all one word. What else? You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music. We're also on TikTok. We're gonna start a YouTube channel. We'll do some sketch comedy on it. I don't know. Plug. Right after this is over, I'm actually gonna be dropping a little demo tape on SoundCloud with just a couple little sketches, ideas, see what the people think. Get a audience reaction to see what kind of songs I'm trying to finish here, because I got a bunch of ones I want to finish up, but I want to see like, is there one that everyone's like, dude, you gotta finish this, you know what I mean? So I'll plug that. Also, find me on Instagram at my handle, and then go and fucking read my blog, it's cousin-greg.com. Go check it out. That's my plug.
There you go. Go ahead, Jackson.
Thanks for having us, Real Relate guys. Appreciate it. I mean, yeah, it's really all the Minor Flaws handles. That's it. DM us something funny. I don't know. Send over your favorite. Send us nudes. Well, maybe depends on who. Jose, I'm not trying to see yours. No offense.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. I'll still send them anyway.
Yeah.
That's a little bit. Go on. No. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say about my nudes? Go on, Jackson. What were you gonna say about my nudes?
I was gonna say that I'm sure some people would very much appreciate them, but I'm not one of those people.
Neither am I. You have to see me fucking without a shirt on. You're crazy. Go ahead, Mello. What plugs you got?
Yeah, just follow the handles. Like, we make good stuff, and you don't have to follow me, but I just want people to listen to our music, add it to your playlist, all that sort of stuff, because it's just like,
Alan, plug your TikTok.
We want to.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Yo, so fun fact, Mello's actually TikTok famous. Plugging your TikTok, bro. Plugging your TikTok,
I have like 4,000 followers. No, I'm not plugging my TikTok. No, absolutely not.
All right, we're gonna plug it in anyway in the description box. So you either do it now or you do it.
Yeah, just
make sure to smash that like button, subscribe.
Okay, yeah, and since we've been saying like Chelsea Cutler, like, hey, Chelsea Cutler, like, if you want to like give us 8 bars of just some sort of vocal that we can play around with, like,
literally anything. It could be you farting. I don't give a shit.
Yo, hashtag get Chelsea Cutler and Minor Flaws to collab. I love listening to that Cabin Fever, but go ahead, do the outro.
Yo, guys, I appreciate you guys for coming on. It's been real, it's been fun, and it's been relatable most of all. So we can't wait to see what you guys have up next.
That was a clean outro.
Shout out to Cabin Fever, man, and Minor Flaws and everything. This shit is fire. They do the intro and outro music for us. Chelsea Cutler, get on this shit. You know the vibes. And she's still playing the flute though, so that's